Welcome to Lineups and Lures, where the talk runs from the dugouts to drift boats. We're all about the games we play and the waters we fish, the stories, the rivalries, the moments that keep us coming back. If it happens under the lights or out on the water, we're in. This is Lineups and Lures. Welcome back to the new episode of Lineups and Lures. It's been, a month?
Yeah, well, if you wouldn't always be on vacation or fishing, we might actually be able to do this thing.
Well, that's fishing is part of this podcast.
Yes.
I got some great fishing reports if we want to talk steelhead.
Yeah, but you need to actually report them to people, not just keep fishing.
Well, we haven't been in the same room in about a month now, so.
Yeah, there's been travel, there's been kids sports, there's been life. So it is
Spring
what
break,
it is.
baseball season's here.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on. So let's get into Major League Baseball because we kind of missed the first 2 weeks of the season, but
better late than never.
I don't think it's too late to do a little season preview and maybe we can talk a little bit about overreactions.
That's going to be easy to do. So let's just dive right in.
All right, so let's get into kind of some season predictions. So let's start off with Coach of the Year. Who do you think this year's front runners are for Coach of the Year?
The front runners, there's going to be somebody that overperforms this year, and it's too early to know who that is. But there will be a team that overperforms. I think some leaders in the clubhouse would be our very own Dan Wilson, if he can take them to the World Series. I think there is, there's usual candidates. You could always say Dave Roberts. You could always say, I think it's going to take somebody on a team that makes a deep run in the playoffs to get it that wasn't expected to.
Yeah, that's the hard part. I mean, you can look at Milwaukee and go, all right, he's going to 3 times in a row. If they win the division, if they have, second best record in National League, you got to look at Pat Murphy winning that again. I mean, he's done it before.
Well, and the other thing is sometimes it comes down to, is it Coach of the Year or is it thank you GM of the Year, and now you've made me Coach of the Year?
Well, that's part of it, and that's why Dave Roberts doesn't win it every year because he's got too big of a team.
Yeah, no.
Is it the Mets manager goes out and wins it in the National League? I mean, do they turn a corner?
I can't wait to talk about the Mets later.
In the American League, I mean, you're probably looking at the Yankees are going to come out of the East right now. They're dominating. So does Boone have a shot at it? Cleveland, I mean, is it going to be a three-peat for him as well? I mean, how impressive is that? The guy goes from being a bullpen coach to a head coach, and he's got 2 straight Manager of the Year awards.
Right. Well,
but I think the award comes out of the AL West because that might be the toughest division in baseball this year.
I'm not sure. Well, the AL East is going to have something to say about that, but yes.
Yeah, but Texas, that pitching staff, I mean, you just saw it shutting out the Mariners in 2 out of 3 games. I mean, Mackenzie Gore was a huge pickup for those guys. Houston's not a terrible team, and I think the Athletics are showing signs of life. They're doing the right things, locking up some of their younger guys and putting out some contracts. I think they're going to be a team you can't sleep on this year.
Yeah, and I think they're finally no longer going to be the doormat. I think they are looking ahead to the Vegas days and the increase in revenue, and I think they legitimately want to put a winning product on the field. And by locking up some of this young talent at reasonable rates, they're not going to compete for the World Series this year, but you can start to see the makings of a franchise.
Yes. All right, Rookie of the Year. Man, talk about a front runner. Chase DeLauder at Cleveland.
That's my guy. You picked my guy.
He was my guy too. I got him in the last round of our fantasy baseball draft.
So you and I spoke about this on the phone a little bit, but I think it was the last spring training game. Cleveland was playing the D-backs at Chase Field at the Big League Ballpark. Now, for those that don't know the Big League Ballpark, Chase, down in Arizona, there is the big Jumbotron out in right center field. The power alley in right center field is 413 feet. That Jumbotron's got to be minimum 50 feet behind the wall, and at least, would you say, 50 to 80 feet above the playing surface?
Yeah, it's out there.
He hit it off the Jumbotron.
Yeah. He's got some pop.
And then he hit one in the pool 2 at-bats later.
Yeah, and then he goes and hits, 3 in his first 3 games against Seattle. So
Up
against
in
really
Seattle.
good pitching
Up in Seattle.
where it was cold.
And it's, it's April. It's not July in Seattle. So, let's start there.
Yeah, I think he's got a really good shot at winning this thing. And then National League, at first I thought that one was going to kind of be up for grabs, but J.J. Weatherford's showing that he can play a little bit there in St. Louis.
What about the kid, the rookie phenom in Pittsburgh?
Oh, the one that started the season 1 for 10?
Well, that's okay.
I think there's a lot of hype around him, but not as much as JJ. I mean,
Okay.
JJ's expected to come into St. Louis and kind of be a franchise changer.
Okay.
I think Connor Griffin is more of a complementary piece to everything else they got going on, which might be good for him. He doesn't have as much pressure. JJ's expected to be the offense for that team.
Okay.
So,
Is there an opportunity that potentially Cleveland could go back-to-back Rookie of the Years this year and next year? Or could they potentially have a competition for Rookie of the Year this year in Cleveland?
that's what I was going to say. I don't think Bazana's going to sit in the minor leagues for much more than another couple weeks.
Well, he's got to wait. When does the clocks where they get the extra year of control? When does that click?
I'm not sure if that's so much the case, because even if he finishes in a certain spot at Rookie of the Year voting or wins Rookie of the Year, they get a compensatory pick. So there's no real reason for him not to be up right now. I think, like they said, just getting him more at-bats and playing every day, because there's no guarantee he's going to play every day if he once he goes up there.
Well, you don't have a first-round draft pick 1-1 to not give him a shot to play every day.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, even if you bring him up, there's no chance or there's no guarantee that he's the second baseman every single game immediately.
Well, you don't bring him up unless you're going to play him.
True. I don't know. Hard to say.
Anyway,
But
we'll see what happens.
You could see a 2-man race coming out of the American League on the exact same team, and a team that's the best team in their division.
That team,
Pretty wild.
They are starting to quietly put together one hell of a franchise there, and and it's built around a lot of young pieces too. I mean,
Yeah.
You've got arguably the best batting average hitter in all of baseball there, playing left field. You've got a bunch of rookies coming up. That's just a well-built team.
Yeah, Jose Ramirez is really good. They got some good arms.
Yes,
It's a good team.
it is.
I'm happy they're not in our division.
Well, yeah, we got enough problems in our division.
Yep. All right, let's get into Cy Young. This is kind of an easy one because it kind of seems like it's obvious.
Well, in the AL or the NL?
Both.
All right, who you got in the AL?
Scooble. Which he's off to a slow start, but I mean, come on, he's the best pitcher in baseball. Best left-handed pitcher in baseball for sure. I mean, I'd love to make an argument and say Woo. But
Woo's got to do it first. He hasn't done it yet. And I would also argue that I'm still not sure he's the best starting pitcher on that team yet. But, God, I mean, it's the easy choice, isn't it? It's a safe choice.
it's not the safe choice. It's probably just the right choice. I mean, the guy puts up numbers. He strikes out guys. Without him, Detroit probably doesn't make the playoffs. Even bringing Valdez in, they need him. So he's got to be the Cy Young, unless he gets injured or something happens. Or what if they just completely miss the playoffs and have a terrible year?
He's got off to a hot start, and I think he could be a contender this year. And I hate to say it because I can't stand this baseball team, but Max Fried might be a dark horse for me.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, that Yankees staff, you might be making an argument at the end of this year that that's the best pitching staff in the American League, if not baseball.
Right.
Because Garrett Cole's coming back.
And, 5 years ago, he might have been my number one pick for the Cy Young. So, Fried is really good.
He's really good.
So, and
But who would you rather have, Scooble, Fried?
I reserve the right to answer that question because that's a tough one right there. And I still got to tell you, I still think that one of three guys on the Seattle Mariners could win the Cy Young.
Yes.
That's real.
Yeah.
Kirby, Gilbert, or Wu. I think potentially one of them could win. And the question I was going to ask you earlier is, do you think a starting pitcher could ever win Rookie of the Year? And unfortunately, I don't think he's going to get up quick enough because everybody's healthy right now. But, I would have almost thrown Kane Anderson in there as a dark horse for Rookie of the Year, but I don't think he's going to crack the rotation until either A, they trade Castillo, or B, which I obviously don't want to happen, there's injuries.
Well, let's not forget that Emerson Hancock went 6 no-hit innings in his first start, and he's looked really well. So that's your 6th starter. Now you slide Cade in at your 7 guy.
Well, and everybody forgets that Emerson Hancock was the first-round pick in, 2020, 2021. I mean, this is not an accident that he's pitching like this. He's meant to be pitching like this. So I think we all know that for salary reasons and just age, I think, unfortunately, Luis Castillo is going to be the one without a chair when the music stops around the All-Star break, and I think we swap that for another bat.
But have you looked at his velo numbers? He's 95, 96 right now, and he's starting to get more movement on his pitches. Like, he's kind of reinventing himself after being a changeup dominant guy, and now he's kind of back to fastballs.
He's in a contract year. He knows it. You have to decide. You can't have 7 of them. As much as I would love to keep 7 of them, those guys are going to go on a pitch. And, Kirby, Gilbert, Wu, going nowhere. Untouchable.
Okay.
Not going anywhere.
Okay.
Miller has had issues being on the field.
Yes.
So, now do you keep Cade? You don't go spend your 3rd overall pick and trade him. And we need a left-handed starter in that rotation because we don't got a lefty.
Yeah.
So addition by subtraction tells me that, you got Castillo that's going to want $40 million, $40 million to pitch next year. Someone's going to pay it to him. Or I can pay Miller $2 million and the other guys on ARB deals.
Well, either Wu or Gilbert or Kirby's getting paid. And I'm gonna assume 2 out of the 3 of those will have substantial contract extensions by the lockout. So by December.
Quite frankly, I would pay all 3 of them because I think you could probably get them for a little bit less than market rate.
And we'll see how this season goes.
And I think the other thing is if you also signed them now and said, hey, all 3 of you guys, let's keep this around. We got a big 3. Let's go win some pennants for the next 8 years. You got Cal locked up, you got Julio locked up, you got Naylor locked up, you've got the shortstop of the future locked up. Let's go on an 8-year tear. You guys are all 25, 26. You got 10 years of solid pitching in you.
Hey, it makes perfect sense to me. Let's just hope Boris isn't their agent, because if Boris is their agent, that's never going to happen. But let's keep going on with our predictions.
Okay.
National League Cy Young. I mean, it's Skeens, easy answer, but who else is it? Because, Skeens didn't even get out of the first inning on opening day this year.
Well, when you center field and make 7 errors in the same inning, it's pretty hard to get out of an inning. Well, look, the other one that is kind of knocking on the door is the best player in baseball. Is he an option?
I don't think he's going to throw enough innings to truly be a Cy Young.
I mean, it's Paul Skeens.
It kind of has to be.
He's
the best pitcher.
I hate to say it. It's kind of not even close.
Yes.
The guy's ridiculous.
Yes.
And unfortunately, he might be wearing pinstripes by the end of the year.
No, I don't think that's going to happen.
Well, let's hope not, but I wouldn't rule it out.
I think part of them getting Griffin to a long-term contract, they've brought in some guys. I mean, they're playing good baseball. So, I don't know. I think it's Paul Skeens in the National League. But let's go back to the American League, because you said, is there a chance that it could be a Rookie of the Year and a Cy Young?
No, I said, could the Rookie of the Year be a pitcher?
Well, and or Cy Young as well, too, right?
Yeah.
Because the answer to that, it could be that guy in Houston, Ime, the Japanese guy that came over.
Yeah, I haven't seen him play. I haven't, it's been tax season, brother. I've been working too much.
Yeah. So back in the day, there was this kid named Julian Sampson who ended up making it with the Rangers, pitching out of Seattle. And the word on him was that he threw a backwards curveball.
Yes, I saw this. The backwards slider.
Yeah, so Ime throws this slider that goes the wrong direction.
Is that the same thing like in Mr. Baseball where they used to call it the shooter?
No, that was a split finger.
Oh, damn it.
But same idea. But yeah, I mean, that pitch is nasty. So there is a chance you could have a Rookie of the Year and a Cy Young at the same time. I mean, we've had Rookie of the Year and MVP before. Remember who that was?
I do.
Yeah.
He played right field for us.
Yeah. So let's get into the MVP.
In all fairness, though, he really wasn't a rookie. That's a unique. He'd played 10 years of big league baseball just in a different part of the world.
Well, yeah, didn't he have like 3,000 hits before he even got there?
I think 2,000, seriously.
Yeah.
I think the guy's got like 5,000 hits when you combine them together.
Yes. All right, MVP. We can't say Judge, and you can't say Ohtani.
But I want to say Judge and
Yeah,
Ohtani.
but we need some fresh blood. See, if this was the NFL,
Okay.
this was the NBA, they're passing the MVP award around.
Okay, so let's start in the AL because I think we have a guy potentially on our roster that Vegas thinks he is the number 2 candidate behind Judge to win it this year.
Julio Rodriguez.
Our center fielder. Is
Yes.
this the year that he hits 285 with 40 home runs and 40 stolen bases?
Well, if we want to make it to the World Series, we're going to need that.
Yeah, because Cal ain't hitting 60 this year. But look, I think Julio is a legit 5-tool guy. He is the Gold Glove center fielder every year. He is, I mean, he's the guy. I mean, we had a guy 25 years ago that looked like him playing center fielder. He just hit from the other side. Yeah, no, I think Julio is a legit chance. And we're not taking Judge. Who else do I like? What do you got?
I think Roman Anthony has a chance with Boston. I mean,
Okay.
that guy can hit a little bit. I definitely think Julio is probably my front runner. This might be the year for Jose Ramirez. I mean, the guy could easily be a 30-30, runs well. Judge is obviously the answer because if he's going to go and hit 300 plus and hit 50 home runs, like it's hard to argue with that. And I still think that the Yankees are going to be the best record in the American League. I mean, that's a gauntlet right now. That's a good team, very good team. So I think that's going to play into it. But you know, I'd like to see Julio be that guy. Obviously, selfish as a Mariner fan. I think Jose Ramirez is deserving of a true shot at it, and you know, who knows who's going to pop up and be the Cal Raleigh this year.
Right.
I mean, there's just no way of knowing who that might not be. I mean, it could be Gunnar Henderson. You just don't know.
Yeah, there's just some.
So it's hard to say. What about National League? You got any names on National League?
And this is tough because you sit there and you look at who you think, and you know, is a guy like a PCA a guy? Does Skeens win it as a pitcher for the first time? I mean, there's just a lot of things that is tough for me to really sit there. I mean, you go back to the AL. I mean, what if Bobby Witt Jr. goes and has a season? I mean, you know, there's guys out there. I mean, It's, you know, and then you go to the NL League. You go to the NL. What if Bryce Harper decides to put 55 home runs on the board this year and hits 280?
I'm in. He's my first baseman. He's off to a slow start.
But the guys like that can hit 20 home runs in a month if they get hot.
Yeah. I mean, Juan Soto,
Well, I don't.
Acuna's healthy. What if Corbin Carroll puts up another great year? The guy that I picked last year, Ellie De La Cruz.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy is a dynamic baseball player. He's got a chance. What if it's Tatis?
Well, and then you've even got back to the AL. Who is that all-star? I forget his name. The third baseman, the rookie at Tampa Bay.
That's not Churio.
No, it's
Yeah, I'm blanking. I'm blanking on his name, but
you know who I'm talking about.
But yeah, I mean, a Bobby Witt, maybe Jordan if Houston, you know, has a good. He's more of a comeback player of the year type of guy for me because he was injured last year. Gunner, but I mean, Bobby Witt should be. It should kind of be a 2-man race. Like it should be Bobby Witt and Aaron Judge because Bobby Witt is really good, really good.
Yeah.
And I think you saw Gunnar Henderson is right there in the discussion with Bobby Witt as well, which hopefully Baltimore has a good year this year. So,
yeah, I mean, yeah, that's I hear you. Caminero is the guy at Tampa Bay I'm thinking about.
He hit some big home runs in the WBC.
He isn't he like 22 years old or something crazy? I mean,
he's super young.
I mean, and he looks like he's just a man-child.
Yes.
So, okay. I think once again, we've just proven that there's 10 to 15 guys, and there's probably someone we missed. And like you said, who's going to be the Cal Raleigh? Who's going to be the guy that comes out of nowhere and shocks the world?
Get ready for the 2026 season at Portland Baseball Club. Whether you're looking to fine-tune your skills or stay sharp during the offseason, we've got the perfect training option for you. From individual private lessons to camps and monthly membership programs, PBC has everything you need to elevate your game this winter. Our personalized lessons offer one-on-one instruction from top-tier coaches, focusing on hitting, pitching, fielding, catching, and more. For those looking for group training, our camps and total player program provide intense skill-building sessions designed to keep players engaged and improving week after week. Looking for the all-inclusive plan? Our total player program gives you unlimited access to training sessions throughout the entire winter. No matter what age or skill level, Portland Baseball Club has a program to help you reach your goals this winter. Join us and take your game to new heights in 2026. Sign up today and get ahead of the competition. For more details, visit portlandbaseballclub.com. All right, let's get into postseason predictions. So obviously we're 2 weeks in, but whatever, we can it's still early.
Okay.
Who do you got playing in the American League Championship Series?
All right, let's just take a look at this here real quick.
My ALCS is the Yankees and the Mariners. I'm just going to come out and say it.
Well, I had the Mariners in there. Here's the only reason that I'd like to know where Tarek Skubal is pitching by the end of the year, because I'm not sure it's going to be in Detroit.
If they're in playoff contention, he'll still be in Detroit.
Man, the Blue Jays are good.
They have 7 of their pitchers on the IL right now.
They just need to get there, though. That's the thing.
I don't think they're going to get there. I think they got too many injuries. They didn't have enough depth going into this, and then losing all those guys. Kirk's out for 6 weeks with a broken thumb. I mean, this might be one of those just bad luck seasons for them.
Could be. I'd have a hard time disagreeing with you. The only thing would be if my dark horse would be Cleveland. I think Cleveland's my dark horse this year.
See, my dark horse is Kansas City.
Okay. I don't think they got I don't think they got enough firepower just yet.
Not yet, but trade deadline, a lot of things can happen. I think if they're in contention, I think they got a shot. And, man, did you see those new City Connect jerseys that came out here today?
I did. Well, I saw one of them.
Those Royal ones are fire.
I didn't see the Royal one.
Yeah.
I saw the Baltimore one because there's a certain catcher I follow. But
yeah, I might have reposted that one. But we'll talk City Connects later.
Yeah.
All right, National League. What do you got in the National League? Dodgers and...
so many decisions here. It's way too early. All right, here's what I'm going to say. I think the Braves just had a stinker last year.
Yes.
And I think there's just too much talent there. I think they make a real run this year. I'm going to go right now, as we sit, Atlanta.
Yeah. And that was my choice last year.
Yeah, I mean, they just had a stinker. I mean, every once in a while you get injured, you get hurt, things don't go your way, and yeah.
That's why I think that last year's Atlanta is this year's Toronto. I think just too many injuries. I'd love to see Atlanta do it. I think the Mets have a real shot because that is a really good pitching rotation.
Funny you bring up the Mets. The Mets might have I can't say worst because he's not that bad.
How about least experienced?
Their general manager is terrible.
Who's the GM there?
I don't know.
Okay. Doesn't matter, does it?
They may have the all-injured team by the end of the year.
Okay.
Every one of their big free agents they picked up has spent significant time on the DL. And they paid them huge amounts of money. And I think they were bad decisions.
Okay, so let's dive into this a little bit more because
love to.
I don't think they were that bad of decisions. Bo Bichette, I mean, he's off to a slow start,
and he didn't play that much the last 2 years in Toronto.
True, but when he did play, he was 300 plus hitter, pretty dynamic at the top of that lineup with Francisco Lindor. Like, it's a great addition.
I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying that, is he going to be healthy?
I think he's going to be healthy.
Okay. Can you explain to me the Marcus Semien, Jeff McNeil swap?
Semien can hit a little bit. Jeff McNeil the last 2 years has not hit very well. You know, he went from being a guy that was 350 plus, I mean, high average, to 2 straight years where he really struggled.
See what he's hitting so far this year?
You know, it's early.
It is early.
So I'm taking Semien. Semien's been in the World Series before with Texas. Like, he's been there. He's done that. He was probably about the same price.
Okay.
You know, sometimes you just got to make a move to make a move.
So they went and got our playoff superstar.
Well, he had one good swing.
They had 2 good swings in the same day, but yeah, they're basically saying that he is going to be Pete Alonso. Come on,
No, that's not what they're saying. Have you ever watched Moneyball?
really? Would you like me to quote the entire movie from start to finish?
You can't just replace Giambi.
You got to replace him in the aggregate.
Yes.
I know the line.
So you bring in Semien, you bring in Polanco, you bring in Bichette. Now all of a sudden, those are, and Lindor, like, that infield replaces him. That's not bad.
Yeah.
And if Soto can stay healthy, which Soto's traditionally been healthy, obviously he's a little banged
that's
up
the
right
other
now.
thing. Like, Soto's not worth the money they're paying him. You could get 2 MVP caliber guys for $35 million a year, not $75 for one. And they didn't defer that. That's today's money. It was a horrible contract. They basically bid against themselves.
Yes, but they had to make a splash. It's New York. You got to overpay. You got to throw the money out there. You got to make yourself relevant.
Horrible. Hamstrings the deal.
I mean, wouldn't you think they would have learned from the Verlander and Scherzer deals that maybe aging, well, I guess Soto's pretty young, but maybe not throwing out the top value to every single potential player out there is the best idea.
And then they go and give up a bunch of capital to go and get Luis Robert, who's had an 80-game stretch in his career where he looked like he's going to be a all-star.
But it's another one of those, if you get the guy out of a bad situation.
Every one of their guys comes with baggage.
Okay. Noel McLean's pretty good.
Okay, well, it's 1 out of 5.
I mean, have you seen that slider, that sweeper that he's throwing? My goodness. Senga's really good.
That infield and everything that we just talked about, 2/3 of them are going to be on the IL by the All-Star break. It's just bad. It's bad GM. It's a dumpster fire. And I know they've got the richest owner in baseball, but it doesn't want to matter. He didn't get there by losing money.
Sometimes you got to throw money at it and see if it sticks. At least this time they went with offense instead of throwing money at pitching. That's my thing. They got some young arms coming up. They got a good starting rotation. They went out and got themselves a closer in Devin Williams. Like, I think they're trying to do things the right way, knowing that they're going to throw money at everybody.
Why would you let the face of the franchise walk for Luis Robert Jr.?
What if he didn't want to come back?
Oh, he wanted to come back.
I don't know. Alonso's kind of a weird dude. Seems like a weird dude.
You met the guy?
No, I have not.
I haven't met the guy either.
Seems like a weird dude.
Well, maybe. I don't know. I don't know the guy.
I don't know.
Anyway, enough about the Mets. Let's go back to our. Why don't we pick like division winners? And
we got the ALCS and the NLCS. So who do you got winning the World Series this year?
I'm going to be a homer.
You think the Mariners get the job done?
I do. I think you are going to see. Look, Cal needs to hit 40 home runs, not 60, and I think 35 to 40 is a realistic expectation. We basically have our infield set. I like Donovan at the top of the lineup. He's kind of a get on base, get the party started guy, and then you've got Cal, Julio, Naylor, Arozarena, et cetera, et cetera. I love the platoon situation between Canzone and Rayleigh. Both guys bring a lot of fire and sneaky pop in their bats. I think you're going to see the evolution of our second baseman. It appears that, in spring training, he hit 5-6 balls over the wall. And, I don't need Cole to hit 50. I need him to hit 25 and play a good second base and hopefully hit 270. That's what I need out of Cole. And at some point, are we going to see Emerson, and how quickly is he going to adapt to professional baseball? That, and I just think that from top to bottom, I believe the Mariners have the best pitching staff in baseball. I don't see a hole in that pitching staff. Their starting pitching, I believe right now, is second to none. The sneaky addition of an extra left-handed reliever was genius.
That wasn't sneaky. That was a very good move.
Well, but that's not the kind of move that makes the headlines on ESPN, True. Right?
Oh, it did though. I mean, Harry Ford is based on the listings.
But it made the headlines for Harry Ford, not because we brought in a left-handed reliever.
Exactly.
And look, at the end of the day, Ford was expendable because when you've got the best catcher in baseball, he ain't gonna play.
Yeah.
And I think it was genius bringing Garver back because you've got a guy that's comfortable with the pitching staff. The pitching staff are comfortable with him. He isn't going to rattle the clubhouse. He's happy to play. He's 55 games a year.
Yep.
Getting paid. He's $5-6 million bucks, veteran minimum, whatever he's getting paid, and life's pretty stinking good. And you know what? I might end up with a World Series ring out of this deal.
Yeah.
He's the happiest guy in baseball right now. So, top to bottom, I think it's the Mariners. I fully understand that they're even in the American League, you're going to have to get past the Yankees. Let's see. Toronto is still one that if they can get healthy and make it, I wouldn't want to see them. I think in the American League, that's probably, I did say Cleveland as well. And I mean, that AL Central all of a sudden is starting to get fairly scary.
Yeah.
I think it's the Mariners and the Yankees, and I'm going to go with the Mariners to take that. And I just finally feel like the Dodgers, I mean, they got lucky last year. Toronto had them.
Oh, they did, for sure.
I mean, Toronto had them. So I think that proves that they are not invincible. They also have an aging lineup that could potentially have some injury issues, and staying on the field healthy for, essentially they don't have to play 160. They got to play 190.
Yeah.
So that's where, and honestly, I'm kind of rooting against the Dodgers. I'll be honest with you. I just don't want them to win. It's the evil empire. And
so are you going Mariners over Dodgers in the World Series?
Let me see if there's anybody else I like. That's the easy pick. I think the other thing and this is going to shock you, but I think the Arizona Diamondbacks are a really good franchise, and I think they're actually doing the right things, but they're not going to beat the Dodgers. We're going to have to go through the Dodgers.
If they can't even win the division, how are they going to beat them in a 7-game series?
Well, Toronto didn't win the division.
And I think this is the Padres' last run. There's a lot of stuff going on in San Diego with that team. So I think if anybody in the West is going to compete with the Dodgers, it's going to be the Padres. But yeah, I think the Dodgers come out of the National League. I'd love to see the Mariners come out of the American League.
You think it's the Yankees, don't you?
I think MLB wants to see a Yankees-Dodgers World Series.
Well, no shit. I mean,
I'm not saying that there's any conspiracy here, but let's just say I think that an East Coast, West Coast, the two biggest franchises in baseball are two of the best teams in baseball. I think they would love to see a 6-game, 7-game series in the World Series.
The two evil empires.
Yes. So I'd love to see the Mariners. I'd love for it to be there this year. But I think I got to go with the Yankees over the Dodgers.
All right, so we got the same NL, and I'm going to be a homer, and you think Major League Baseball's got the fix in.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, I would love to see an American League Championship Series between the Yankees and the Mariners.
That's going to be a very expensive week for my pocketbook if that happens.
Yeah, but that's okay.
Because I will.
It only happens so many times.
I will go to that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I hope the Mariners make the World Series. But my heart says Mariners, but my brain says I think the Yankees are really good, and they're gonna get the best trade deadline edition of all teams, unless somebody trades for Skubal. They get Garrett Cole back in June.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. And I think Luis Gill's coming back about that same time, too. So they're going to pick up 2 major starting pitchers
Yeah.
in June. That's pretty tough to beat.
I can't really argue with you here. I want to, but
And if they don't get one of those, Skeens, Scooble, they're making the phone call.
They've already made the phone call. They just the other guys are going, well, let's just see what we can squeeze out of everybody else, and then we'll come back to you with the final.
Yes. Well, it should be a great baseball season. We got our predictions in, so let's see how the ball rolls the rest of the year.
Hey there, I'm Chad with Jackson Painting and Remodel, and if you're looking to give your home a fresh new look, you've come to the right place. Whether you need a bold new color for your living room or a fresh coat to brighten up your home's exterior, my team and I have got you covered. We specialize in both indoor and outdoor painting, using only the best materials to make sure your space looks amazing and stands the test of time. If you're ready to transform your home, visit jacksonpainting.com. I'd love to come by, chat about your ideas, and give you a free estimate. At Jackson Painting and Remodel, we don't just paint, we make your vision a reality. Again, visit jacksonpainting.com or call 503-620-2600.
Are you freaking out yet about the Seattle Mariners
Nope.
and the start of this 2026 season?
There's 162 of them, and as the old phrase goes, you're going to win 60 of them, you're going to lose 60 of them. It's what you do with the other 42 that matters. Okay, so we got a few more in the L than the W column right now. We're fine.
I'm not worried about the W column. I'm worried about the way we're winning games. Because we have 3 superstars. Well, 2 superstars and a really, really good role player.
Okay.
Hitting sub 150.
Okay.
We have our first baseman that we just spent $30 million a year on, or whatever it was, is hitting right around 100.
Okay. You
And-
should have seen some of the hacks he took in Peoria, by the way. They were terrible.
Well, they're bad. I mean, as a coach, I look at that and I go, hey, if your helmet is falling off on every single swing and your best hit right now is a top spun ball through the 4-hole, maybe we need to make a change, which we'll discuss that in a second because I think there might be time for a change. But if those guys don't start figuring this out, I'm just worried that we're going to dig ourselves into just a little bit too much of a hole to go win the AL West. And that's the part that I'm a little bit worried about.
I am not worried.
You got to be worried.
Why?
I just told you, 3 of our best hitters are hitting sub 150. And let's think about it this way. It's a WBC year. Those guys have, 40 competitive at-bats probably in high-leverage situations. So they should be at a advanced point, they shouldn't be behind.
It's one way of looking at it.
That is one way of thinking about it.
I got a completely different way of looking at it.
Okay?
The reason that I am not concerned is because every one of those guys has done it. And not done it once, but done it multiple years. I believe that in today's baseball, players of veteran caliber that are at all-star level, which are the 3 players you're talking about are all all-star caliber players.
Yes.
2 of them are in the MVP race.
Yes.
So the idea of trying to be at your peak in April and still being at your peak in October, not possible. Just can't do it.
But your team is hitting a $184.
Now, what would be nice is if one of them out of the 3 was hitting. That would be nice to kind of cover up the mess a little bit. Look, I believe I think Cal's in his head a little bit, to be honest. I mean, I think he's put a little pressure on himself. And, I've watched a couple of his bats, at least the last few games. He's starting to get deeper into counts and seeing some pitches. And I'm just not worried about it. Julio has always been a second half guy. The only reason he doesn't win the MVP is because he starts so slow. And look, Naylor, I watched him swing in preseason a few games, and his swing's terrible. He's not even close right now. But you know what? You don't get there and you don't get paid $100 million by not being able to hit. He can hit. The tape's there. We know he can hit. And he just needs to get his hands back inside the baseball and, spray the ball around like he should, and we'll be just fine. I'm not worried about it.
I'm worried about it.
Okay.
Because I think those three are obviously they're pressing the panic button a little bit. They're starting to tweak already. 13 games into the season.
Well, and we go where they go. Let's be honest. I mean, if they don't take us to the promised land, we ain't getting there.
Which I think they know that.
Yeah.
And I think there's that added pressure.
Well, yeah, when there's like $600 million in payroll there, one would think.
Yeah. But here's what's worrying me.
Okay.
Julio has always struggled with what pitch? Down and away, sliders, curveballs, anything moving down and away from him, he can't hit. He chases.
As opposed to 98% of baseball players.
Yes. You know that Julio has faced 63% fastballs this year?
Okay.
63% of the pitches are fastballs.
Okay.
You know it's coming.
Okay.
He's still late.
Well, Julio's a weird one, man.
I don't know the exact numbers, but I bet the numbers are the exact same with Cal. If you look at that Yankee series, Schittler was literally just throwing 95-mile-an-hour fastballs, middle to top of the zone, and absolutely blowing his doors off.
I just don't think those guys are ready yet, and I'm not worried about it.
If they were getting fooled with breaking pitches, I would agree with you. But they're not getting fooled by breaking pitches. You can set up a pitching machine and you can do short box, high velo all day long. Everybody can hit fastballs. If you're a Major League All-Star MVP candidate, you better be able to hit a 95-mile-an-hour center fastball. We are missing those pitches right now.
I don't disagree with you. I'm just telling you, not worried about it.
I'm a little worried about it.
Be worried about it.
Our offense is the last in average OPS slugging. I mean,
didn't Cal strike out 11 out of his first 12 at bats or something like that?
It was not pretty. And Cal again. I think we need a change.
What do you mean?
I think we need a new hitting coach.
Already?
Yep. Or I'm giving him another couple weeks, and then if we're not starting to make adjustments, somebody has to take the fall for it. Because if you watch Cal, what is he trying to do every single pitch?
LNS.
Yes. Every ball is trying to go pull side in the air.
Lift and separate.
Hey,
yep.
It's a great hitting philosophy. But right now you're struggling. So let's try to stay inside of baseball and maybe work the middle of the field. I know that's not what he's paid for.
Yeah, but you got to start there, and then you can start getting out in front looking for an extension.
Exactly. Yeah. But his front side is pulling off. You watch his takes. He's pulling off every single pitch.
Yeah.
When he does make contact, he's just missing it a little bit. You could argue he's close. But he's still swinging through fastballs.
Well, I think the other issue with Cal is that, he unfortunately, what was it, Monday, had the worst experience any catcher can have in deal. So he might just be a little off for the next week or so. But let's give him a little time to recover.
And then, Joe Adele had the most amazing defensive game in the history of baseball.
Yeah, that cost me $100 that night. Are you kidding me? Three of them.
And then you look at Julio's swing. How many good hitters do you know that can hit off their front foot? All of his weight's traveling forward. He's inside outing. How many times have you seen him get jammed and hit a two-hopper to the second baseman this year? Now, I'll give him credit. Unlike Cal, Julio's trying to stay inside baseballs, and you can literally see him like, I'm going to stay inside. I'm going right center. Like, he's sticky, trying to get to an approach where Cal's just trying to hook everything. That approach doesn't work if you're late. Julio's late on everything because everything just slides forward. All of his weight's on his front side. He's overstriding. Like, these are little things that me as an amateur coach I can see and go, look at 2025 swings, look at 26 swings. There is a difference. It's a noticeable difference in those swings.
I don't.
How do we not make those adjustments?
Well, and maybe they are. And look, I'm a firm believer that at this level, you got to give the veterans 100 to 150 at-bats. And if at that point they aren't trending in the right direction, then you got to make a change. I'm not throwing those three guys out yet. No way.
I'm not throwing them out. I'm just saying, like, can we please make some sort of adjustment?
Well,
and who does that fall on?
I think right now it's on them. because they are good enough hitters to know what to do, and they're pressing. And maybe it might be a simple deal of, maybe tell Cal, hey, you know what? You're going to catch Friday. We got a Saturday game, a Sunday game. We got a getaway Sunday, no travel day Monday. I suggest Friday night you go and grab a couple of the boys and go get pissed drunk. And just...
I think that happened. Because if you look at, what was it?
The day he didn't start?
Yeah. Because today's an off day.
Right.
So I'm pretty sure that there were a couple guys on Wednesday night that didn't start that were hopefully getting their mind off of baseball.
Well, and, look, there's a lot of jokes, and a lot of, everything from G to R-rated jokes, and we'll keep it at the PG level here. But, I mean, occasionally... Baseball's a funny game, right? And a lot of people listening probably are laughing right now because they know what I'm thinking and not saying right now. But look, sometimes you just got to go and take a week off or reset. And maybe you can't take a week off, but you can miss. You can miss. Maybe there's a spot in the schedule where you can miss, 4 days and only miss 2 games. And sometimes you just got to get your mind off. Some days it might just be, hey, go do whatever. Go fly home and get mom's apple pie, whatever it is. I don't know. I mean, but I'm not throwing these guys out yet. I'm just not doing it.
I'm not throwing them out, but...
And I think it's more upstairs than it is physical. And I think the upstairs can change the physical because I think with Cal, he's pressing. With Julio, like you said, he's sliding through. But that's a simple fix. Couple drills, you can fix that. And... I just think Naylor's been a little bit lazy, to be honest. I look at him in the batter's box and he doesn't look locked in yet.
Yes.
And once again, that's upstairs, not physical. And you can fix that pretty easy. And, hey, then you could also go the other approach where Wilson could put him in a room and the GM could put him in a room and go, we're paying you guys $600 million, act like it.
Yeah.
That's a fair approach too.
Yeah, I like that approach.
And probably not as calmly as I just said it.
Yes. Okay, let's talk some positives.
Yeah.
I wasn't so sure about this Brendan Donovan trade. I mean, everyone all offseason, Brendan Donovan to Seattle. Great fit, all this stuff. That guy can hit. And he had a sports hernia injury, so he had surgery on that at the end of the season last year, and there was that little scare this week. When he's in that lineup, he's a difference maker.
Yeah, so once again, early. I think there's always been, at least under the current administration in Seattle, that they want to carry 4 infielders plus the first baseman. The reason for that being is geography. The amount of travel miles that get put on the Mariners is by far the most in Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
So one of the things, and it was funny because Buna was talking about this on the call the other night, Seattle has had over the years a number of great utility players. Mark McLemore is the first one that comes to mind for me.
Yeah.
And he obviously wasn't the same level as Mark McLemore, but we had Demo the last 4 or 5 years, and Buna mentioned a few guys from eras before me. I think Brendan Donovan is a better Mark McLemore. And I think you are going... I mean, let's be honest here, right? Colt's going to play shortstop at some point.
Next year.
Okay. And maybe even this year.
Next year.
Cole, by the looks of it, isn't going anywhere.
A left-handed power-hitting second baseman?
I mean, unless Robbie Cano's 15 years younger, we probably should keep him.
And he can play defense.
And
there were some discussions. Was I talking to you? You were questioning his defense early?
Well, I think the biggest issue that I wasn't realizing is that Rivas was playing shortstop, and watching them turn a double play wasn't very good. But once JP's been back in the lineup, it looks like it should again. So,
yes.
Look, here's the other thing. I wouldn't rule out JP signing a more of a veteran contract next time around, and maybe Donovan becomes the everyday third baseman and JP becomes your utility guy, because that guy can play every position in the infield.
Yeah, but I still think JP's at a point in his career and age where I think he's still an everyday shortstop.
And maybe Emerson's got him to play third base for a year. I mean, JP's defense is really good.
Very good.
And he is kind of that calming influence in that entire infield. And look, you and I have been around baseball for long enough. You start your defense with your catcher, your shortstop, and your center field. That's how you build a defense.
Yes.
And then you build off of that. I understand that Colt probably brings more to the table on the offensive side. But at some point, I don't want to give up my defense because pitching and defense is going to win you playoff games.
I don't think it's that big of a difference. I don't know what the analytics say about it, but watching Colt in spring training this year, he looks like he can handle shortstop.
Well, then that's gonna then
that's next year though. Let's talk this year. So
Okay.
how much longer do we go with Colt Emerson in the minor leagues? Is this a wait and see how our right field platoon keeps going? Because let's face it, when Colt gets here, he's going to play third. Donovan probably slides out to right field, right? I mean, that's unless there's an injury to JP, that's pretty much what's going to happen.
So you think when he comes up? So you're saying he's coming up this year?
Oh, he's up this year for sure.
Okay.
At some point, I think if our right fielders stop hitting, which unfortunately right now it's a platoon of two left-handed hitters. Not sure how that one works. I don't know how you have Rayleigh and Canzone.
And the other thing is we played that Red Sniker or whatever.
Ref Snyder.
And the guy he's over for the season or something.
Well, he's not supposed to be facing righties. He's only supposed to be in there facing left-handed pitchers. That's his specialty.
So basically you've got Rayleigh, Canzone, and Ref Snyder that should be platooning between the DH. Well, and Ref Snyder's only DH, and then the other two guys are playing right field and DH.
And Robles, who's...
I don't like Robles. You like Robles. I don't like Robles.
I think he brings a little spark to the team.
So I got to tell you, I think this happens. I think one of Canzone and Rayleigh are gone at the end by the All-Star trade deadline.
Okay.
I would not rule out a Rosarina being gone if we can upgrade. I think both corner outfield positions are available, and I think if the right guy came along, and it wouldn't even necessarily need to be a long-term solution, I think if we are going to win the World Series, I think at the deadline, Castillo needs to be traded for a severe upgrade in bat at corner outfield.
But what if Colt Emerson comes up and Brandon Donovan goes to right? Now you've solidified your right field position. You know, Randy is second on the team in hits. Like he is hitting. He's going to be a 275 hitter. Hopefully get some power.
A Rosarina?
When he takes his walks, his average will go up. At the end of the year last year, he was getting on base at a pretty good clip. But yes, he is expendable in my eyes.
I think if the right corner outfield guy became available, you make that move.
Yes.
And I mean, now I'm talking a guy that's AL All-Star caliber.
A Kyle Tucker type guy.
Yeah, I mean, and the nice thing you've got is that when you have an all-world defensive center fielder, you can get away with having a Stonehenge out there in left or right because your center fielder takes a lot of the slack away from him.
Yeah. I don't know. It'll be interesting. So how many more games with the Mariners hitting, a $180 batting average? Our superstars hitting $150. How many more games you giving them until you start hitting panic button?
Well, I think if we get out of April and into May and things haven't turned around or significantly trending in the right direction, that's when you got to start looking at somebody.
Yeah.
The other thing that I would say is let's be somewhat realistic. We've basically played playoff teams every game so far to start the season.
Yes.
And it ain't going to get any better with Houston coming to town. But there just comes, you got to look at, it's kind of like in the NFL, like most coaches will say, let's divide the season into 4 quarters, 4-game sets. All right. With baseball, it might be, let's look at the first 30 games, 60 games, or, let's look at the month. I think it's just being kind of one of those gauntlets that if this would have happened in the middle of July and everybody's kind of on summer vacation and not paying attention that much, it might have just got swept under the rug. But, I mean, we play Cleveland, the Yankees.
Angels,
the Rangers.
Yep.
I mean,
not only did we play the Rangers, we got DeGrom, Gore, and Evaldi.
In all fairness, they got Gilbert, Kirby, and Wu.
True.
So,
but their team's hitting over 200. Ours is hitting $180.
And, that's why baseball's a funny game. So, look, the idea is be at 500 by the All-Star break, and then after that, go on a run. I think in this year in the American League, you're probably needing to be 10 to 15 games over 500 at the All-Star break because, let's be honest, it's probably going to take 95 to 100 wins to win the American League this year.
Yeah. Well, and at the American League West is not – I mean, Texas is good. Houston's going to be good. Angels are clearly a little bit better.
Well, Trout's healthy.
And the Athletics are coming.
Yeah.
I mean, they're coming. Their idea is to win that AL West when they get to Vegas.
Oh, absolutely.
And they're working their way towards that very well.
Absolutely.
Spending money well. So, well, it's early. I'm still panicking just a little bit, but I got to keep telling myself it's early. They're professionals. They'll figure it out.
They'll be fine.
Enjoyed Lineups and Lures? Like, share, and rate the show to help us grow. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. Thanks for listening, and catch you next time on Lineups and Lures.